Good morning, students. In this session is the continuation of Geography first unit, Asia and Europe. In our last two classes, we have studied about Asia. So in this session, we are going to see about Europe. So in this session fully, we are discussing about only the Europe. Okay. Already we know that Europe is the sixth largest continent in the world. Already we know that. According to the size, Europe is the sixth largest continent. If we compare with the population, so Europe is the third largest continent based on the population. Already we know that Asia is the largest continent in the size as well as the population. But Europe is the sixth largest continent in the size, third largest continent in the population. Then, which is the birthplace of Europe? Already we know that in a Western civilization, it started in Europe. So, Western civilization means Roman and Greek. So, the birthplace of Europe is Western civilization and then democracy and industrial revolution. Why they are saying that it's a birthplace of industrial revolution? Because of that Europe is the most developed continent in the world. Because compared with the other continents, that Europe only is the most developed continent. That's why they are saying industrial revolution. Then next we are going to see about that location and the size. See where it's located. Usually that Europe is located in the center of the earth. If we see the earth, Europe is the center of the earth. If we see it is a north side. This is Europe. Okay, if we see the north side, what is the Arctic Ocean? So in the north side, Arctic Ocean, it's located. If we see the east side, Ural Mountains are located. That Ural Mountains, it's located in the east side. If we see the south side of Europe, we can see that Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. It's located in the south side. Here see Mediterranean Sea. So the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Here Black Sea is located. Here Mediterranean Sea is located. So in a south side, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea are located. If we see the west side, what is the Atlantic Ocean? So Atlantic Ocean, it's located in the west side. See, can you guess anything from this location? Here, north side Arctic Ocean. In the east side, Ural Mountains. In the south side, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea. And the west side, Atlantic Ocean. Immediately we can guess which place are covered by three sides of water. That's called peninsula. So, that Europe is the biggest peninsula in the world. Because of that Europe is covered by three sides of water. In a north side Arctic Ocean, in a west side Atlantic Ocean, in a south side Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea. That's why Europe is called the biggest peninsula, peninsula of the peninsula. So one more time, peninsula means the three sides of places covered by the water. That's why Europe is the biggest peninsula. Then if we see the size location, see 34 degree 51 north it stretches, 34 degree 51 north to 81 degree 47 north in a latitude. If we see the latitude, north 34 degree to 51, 81 degree 47. If we see the longitude 24 degree 32 west to 69 degree 3 east. So it spread over 10.5 million square feet. So that size, the whole size of Europe is 10.5 million square feet kilometer. So now you are very clear about the location and the size of the Europe. Then next we are going to see about the physical divisions. Already we know that, because if we take any one continent, it has different types of physical features. So the same thing, Europe also has 4 types of physical divisions. The first one is the northwestern highlands. Second one, the central plateaus are highlands. Third one, alpine mountain system. Fourth one, North European plains. So that Europe is classified into 4 physical divisions. Now we will see one by one. The first one is the northwestern highlands. How it's classified? The region includes the mountains and plateaus. So the highlands, it includes many mountain and the plateaus. Of which are the countries? Norway, Sweden, Finland, Scotland and Iceland. So these are the countries has the mountains and plateaus in the northwestern highlands. Then the region has the most beautiful fjord coast. So in the northwestern highland has a beautiful fjord coast. What is fjord coast? That means it's a narrow and deep sea inlet between the steep cliffs. If you see that mountain, fjord coast means it's a very narrow and deep sea between the cliff mountains. What are the uses of fjord coast? It was very useful to control or interpret the direction. The first one is it reduces the speed of wind, then irrespective of its direction. First one. Second one, the force of the sea waves are also controlled. So that fjord coast, it's control the winds, then it control the directions and control the sea waves. That's why it's very useful to control the climate, the fjord. The next, it's how it was created. It was created by the glaciers in the past. In the past, it was created by the glaciers. Then this region has a lot of lakes. Which one has a lot of lakes? The northwestern highland has a lot of lakes, then which serve as reservoirs for producing hydroelectricity. Already we know that we are getting that electricity from the lakes or from the water. So it has lot of lakes. That's why they are getting more hydroelectricity from the lakes. Then Norway and Sweden are the largest producer of the hydroelectricity in the world. Which are the countries? Norway and Sweden. The next we are going to see central plateaus are highlands. The next physical division. So the plateaus are found in east-west direction. If we see that east-west direction, we can see the central plateaus are highlands. Then across the central Europe, it crosses the central Europe east to west direction. Then many rivers in Europe, such as here also many rivers are passes. Which are the rivers or passes? Danube, Volga and Tagus. Danube, Volgas and Tagus. These are the rivers are originated from the plateau. So from this plateau, many rivers are originated, that Volga, Danube and the Tagus. Then the important plateaus of this region are Pennines, Meseta, the Central Massif, Jura, Black Forest. So not only the rivers, many plateaus are important in this place. So Pennines is called a backbone of England. Pennines is the plateau. Pennines. It's a backbone of England. It's called as backbone of England. So why they are calling Black Forest? Because of that, the lush and dark colored trees, it's spread over. Which are the trees? The pine trees. Pine trees, the lush and dark colored pine trees are, what is it? Spread over the places, so it gives a black color to the forest. That's why they are calling Black Forest. So third one is Alpine Mountain System. Third physical division is Alpine Mountain System. So this system consists a chain of young found mountains. So here we can see many mountains, young mountains, the chain of young full mountains found in the southern part of Europe. In the southern part we can see the many mountains. So the important mountain ranges are, this is one of the short answer. Which are the mountains are located in the Alpine mountain system in Europe? Which are the mountains? The Sierra Nevada, the Pyrenees, the Alps, the Apennines, and the generic Alps. The last one are Caucasus, the Carpathian. So these are the mountains are located in the Europe in the Alpine mountain system. Then one more time, which are the mountains? The Sierra Nevada, Pyrenees, Alps, Apennines, the generic Alps, Caucasus, and the Carpathian. So these are the mountains located. Where it's located, the Pyrenees from the natural boundary between the Spain and France. If we see the Spain and France, this mountain is located. So which is the highest peak in the Europe, especially in the world? Highest peak in Europe, it's a Mount Elbrus. Mount Elbrus is the first highest peak in the Europe. That height is 5,645 meter. 5,645 meter. The second highest peak is Mount Blanc. Mount Blanc, this height is 4,807 meter. So this is the first highest peak in the Europe. Mount Blanc is the second highest peak in the Europe. The next one, there are several active volcanoes found in the Alpine mountain system. What is active volcanoes? Active volcanoes means anytime it is inactive, we don't know when it's, come out. So anytime it is inactive. So here the Alpine mountain system we can see many active volcanoes. Then Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Stromboli are the important volcanoes found in Europe. Which are the volcanoes found in Europe? The Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Stromboli. So how they call? That Stromboli is called the lighthouse of the Mediterranean. Stromboli is the lighthouse of the Mediterranean. Then not only the volcanoes, earthquakes are common in this region. So we can see, anytime we can see the earthquake in this region, the Alpine mountain system. The next and last one is North European plains. Usually we know that plains was, found near the sea, that North European plains are found near the rivers. So we can see many rivers in this North European plains. So that North European plain stretches from the Atlantic Ocean. Where it's located in the west side, we can see the Atlantic Ocean. So it stretches from Atlantic Ocean in the west to Ural Mountain in the east. So it stretches, that plain stretches from the East Atlantic Mountain to West Atlantic Mountain to East Ural Mountains. Ocean to mountains it stretches. Then on the north side, already we know that it's surrounded by the Arctic Ocean. It's given in a north side, we can see Baltic Sea. In a north sea, we can see the Baltic Sea too. Here it is Baltic Sea in the north side. So it stretches Baltic Sea and north side to south side, we can see the Alpine mountain. So here Atlantic Ocean in the west, Ural mountain in the east, in a north side Baltic Sea, here Baltic Sea, then in a south side Alpine mountains. So it fully stretches all the places, it's cover most of the Europe, the North European plains. The next major European rivers such as the Seine, Rhine, the Danube, Don, crisscross. So these are the rivers passes in the North European plains. Which are the rivers? The Seine, Rhine, Danube, Don, crisscross. So in this region we can get alluvium. So these regions deposit their alluvium in these places, in the North European plains. Then Anatolian plain, the Hungarian plain, the Wallachian plain are found in this region. So which are the plains are found in the North European plains? The first one, Anatolian plain, Hungarian plain, and the Wallachian plain. So it has the rich deposits of gold and the iron ore. So which are the resources we can get from this place? That iron ore and the coal. The North European plains is densely populated region and the cities like Paris, Moscow and Berlin. So these are the countries or densely populated region. So we can see most populated places in these countries. So the physical divisions are over. Next we are going to see the drainage of the Europe. How they get the water sources, drainage system in Europe. So the rivers play an important role in the development of Europe. Usually we know that where we can get the river source, sure they can, what is that? Build a new civilization. So here also that river play an important role in Europe. These rivers used to irrigate farmland and also help to produce electricity. So these are the rivers used to form farmlands and used to make electricity. The most of the rivers originate in the Alps and the Central Plateau. So where are the rivers are originated? The Alps and the Central Plateau. Many of the rivers are originated. So these rivers are useful for inland navigation. For that farmlands are used that produce the crops. Then in Central and Europe, Eastern Europe, they are producing the inland navigation. So which is the largest river in the world? If we see Europe, which is the largest river in the Europe? It's the Volga. Largest river in Europe is Volga. Then not only Volga, the Danube. The Danube is one of the river. It passes through the 10 countries in Europe. This is the largest river in Europe, Volga. But Danube passes through 10 countries in the Europe. So next we are going to see climate of the Europe. This is one of the detailed question. So climate is the climate of the Europe. Already we know that climate, if we see climate, it's not even in all over the places. So it's totally differ from place to place. Same thing. That Europe, in Europe varies from subtropical to polar climate. It's various. It's different from subtropical to polar climate. If we see the south side, Which are the climates are? We can see in a south side. Mediterranean climate. We can see that Mediterranean climate. That means we can see warm summer. In a summer season we can get warm. At the same time in a winter season we can get rainy. So warm summer and rainy winter in the south side. If we see western and northwestern sides. Western and northwestern side, we can get the North Atlantic drift. We can get North Atlantic drift. The climate is mild and humid climate. What is humid? That means wet. It's so wet. So west and northwestern side, we can see the very mild and wet climate. So next, central and eastern Europe. Central means in central place and the eastern Europe. Here we can get the climate is continental type. We can get the continental type. That climate is humid climate. Already I said humid means it's a wet. So here we can see in a central and the eastern side we can see the wet climate. Northeast side. If we see the northeast side, we can get the climate of Socratic and the tundra climate. Socratic and the tundra climate we can get in the northeast side. So if we see the whole Europe, now we are seeing that sides, each sides we can see the climate. If we take the whole Europe it's get the Mediterranean influence of prevailing the westerly wind from the Atlantic Ocean. That means that whole Europe get the wind. Westerly wind means they are getting the wind from the west side. From the Atlantic Ocean they are getting the wind all over the places. So usually the whole year they are getting the wind, westerly wind from the Atlantic Ocean. So climate also it's over. Next we are going to see the resources based on the economic activities, then food, culture, knowledge, subject, which are the subject they are based, art and architecture, festivals, industries, we will see. Now we are going to see resources based and European economic activities in Europe. So which are the things to make a continent is economic fulfill? The availability of resources. If we see, we can see that many availability of resources, efficient educated workforce. We can see many educated workforce we can see in Europe. The next, research. They have conduct many research, then contact with the other nations, how they are connect with the other nations. Then the innovations. So when we are getting these or the facilities in a continent, sure the continent will make, what is that? We can see the economically developed continent. So in a Europe also has these types of resources. That's why we are saying Europe, what is that? Change into modern and the economically developed continent in the world. Why? That Europe it changed in a modern and the economically developed continent because of that availability of resources, efficient educated workforce, researchers, contact with the other nations and the innovations. So if we see, Europe is an industrially developed continent in the world. Already I said, because of that, it has different types of resources. That's why that Europe is an industrially developed continent in the world. So it has a great diversity. It is in a topography, climate and soil. If we see in a Europe, we can get the diversity, different types of topography, climate and the soil. So in this interact to produce varied patterns of agriculture activities such as Mediterranean agriculture. Which are the agriculture they used in this continent? Mediterranean agriculture, dairy farming, then mixed livestock. Already I said livestock means that cattle. Then crop farming and the horticulture. What is horticulture? That means truck farmings. So this, what is that? In Europe, they use different types of agriculture. Mediterranean agriculture, dairy farming, mixed livestock, crop farming, horticulture, cattle, dairy. That's why it's become into an industrially developed continent. The next, wheat. Which are the crops they cultivated in this continent? Many crops they cultivated. If we say specifically wheat, oats, sugar beet, ripe, potatoes, hay, rice, citrus fruits, olive trees, flax, hemp, sunflower seeds, tobacco, etc. They produce different types of crops in these places. So wheat is a dominant crop throughout the Europe. If we see that Europe, that wheat is a dominant crop. The next, barley, oats, sugar beet, ripe, potatoes and case also a common crops in these places. Then, if we see not only the main crops, we can see the lower crops also. That corn also it's one of the important crop in the lower Sabinian lowlands and the southeastern part. So in these places we can see important crops as well as the low crops also. So if we see the southeastern European, Russia, France and Italy, in these countries they cultivated the barley, oats, sugar beet, ripe, potatoes and hay as well as the corn also. So if we see the rice and citrus fruits, olive trees is depend on the irrigation. So they cultivated the rice, citrus fruits and the olive trees also, and this depend on irrigation. So next, the northernmost countries grow few cereals. They grow the few cereals and they concentrate on the animal husbandry, especially cattle or prey. So they use already I said they use the different types of agriculture. That's why they are using the husbandry, the cattle and the dairying. So mixed farming and use all the tried crop rotation are widely practiced. The next, viticulture is mostly practiced in Italy, France and Germany. What is viticulture? Now I said few cultures, then here that viticulture are mostly practiced in Italy, France, Germany. What is that? That means the cultivation of grape vines, where they cultivated the grape vines, that's called viticulture. The next, as for industrial grapes, European, Russia, Ukraine and Belarus are large producers of flax, hemp, sugar beets, sunflower seeds. So these are the industrial crops they cultivated in European, Russia, Ukraine and Belarus. The next, tobacco. Tobacco is grown in Belarus and it's also important in Bulgaria, Italy and Macedonian Greece. So in these countries they cultivate the tobacco. Then European Russia, Sweden and Finland are the major producer of softwood and the hardwood. So not only these crops, they produce the softwood and the hardwood. In which are the countries they are produced? The European Russia, Sweden and Finland. The next, fishing. Fishing is one of the important economic activity in the European. Fishing is a large industry in Norway, Iceland, Russia, Denmark, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands. So these are the countries, they are giving more importance to the fishing. The next, Dogger Bank in North Sea is an important fishing ground in Europe. So which is the important fishing ground in Europe? That's a Dogger Bank in the North Sea. Next one, we are going to see the industries. So already we know that European is an, what is that? Industrial developed continent. So Europe produced significant portions of the world's steel and the iron ore. Significant means that important portions. So Europe produced the significant portions of the world's steel and the iron ore. So shipbuilding, motor vehicle and the aircraft constructions are widely distributed all over the Europe. Shipbuilding, then motor vehicle, aircraft constructions. So they are used all over the Europe. Then Europe is also a large producer of pharmaceutical drugs. So in Europe they are producing large number of pharmaceutical drugs also. So the wide range of small scale industries is found throughout the Europe. Not only the big scale of industries, they are using the small size of industries also, they run in all over the Europe. So some countries have a reputation for specialty goods. So they are, continuously produce the specialty goods, as in the case of English, then Italian, Dutch bicycles, Swedish and Finnish glass, Persian perfumes and fashion goods, and Swiss Persian instruments. So which are the things they produced? Bicycles, especially English, Italian, Dutch bicycles, then Swedish and Finnish glasses, Persian perfumes, then fashion goods and the Swiss Persian instruments. So next we are going to see the cultural mosaic of Europe. That population, this is also one of the short answer, the population of Europe. Already I said Europe is the third largest continent of the population. So after Asia and Africa, Europe is the third largest continent. So the population of Europe was 742 million in 2018. So when they calculated in 2018, 742 million. So if we see based on the density, so the which accounted, if we compare with the worldwide, so 9.73% of population in the world's population, 9.73. The population density in Europe is 34% of kilometer square, 34 portions by kilometer square. So the high population density is often associated with the gold fields of Europe. Then other population areas of sustained by, what are the industries they did? Mining, manufacturing, commerce, then offering the large market, the labor forces and the productive agriculture. So which are the countries they did? Mexico, Malta, San Marino and the Netherlands, then etc. The mostly densely populated countries, then Iceland, Norway, have very low density in these places. So next we are going to see religion and language. So which are the religions and languages they followed? Europe is a continent of great linguistic and cultural differences. So it has a different culturals and the great linguistic. English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian and Slavic are the widely spoken language in Europe. Then Christianity is the major religion in Europe. So if we see many languages they spoke in this Europe, then religion, if we take religion, Christianity is the major religion. Then not only the Christianity, the Hindus, Muslim and Jews are spread throughout the Europe. So more than 90% of the people belong to the Caucasoid race. Caucasoid race, more than 90% of people. Next one, art and architecture. We know that Pisa Tower, that Mona Lisa, Eiffel Tower, Big Bang, the Statue of David, the Thinker, Acropolis, the Colosseum. So these are the things or the evidence of the art and architecture in the Europe. So the European art and architecture mostly reveals the ordinary human beings. The next and last one, food and festivals. So already I said they use the wheat, oats, sugar beet, dried potatoes only. So their main food is bread, fish, meat, potatoes and dairy products are the staple food. Which are the food? Bread, fish, meat, potatoes and the dairy products. So which are the festivals they celebrate in the European? This is also one of the short answer. Which are the festivals they follow? The Christmas, Easter, Good Friday, the Saint Day, the Renaissance, Tomatina and Carnival are the important festivals of the Europe. So which are the games they played? The rugby, football, basketball, ice hockey, then skiing, bull fighting in Spain is the world's attractive game. So comparison of Asia and Europe. Already we have discussed lot of things about Asia and Europe. So you just go through that. It's a tabular column. It's given in your book, page number 164. You just go through that. It's a differentiate of Asia and Europe. It's given. Then already I said here map work also is given. Page number 167 and the page number 168. So you just go through the map work. Then recall that places. Thank you students. We will see the next topic in the next session. Thank you.